The Better Angels of Our Nature, Why Violence Has Declined by Steven Pinker is a comprehensive exploration of the history of violence and its decline over time. Pinker argues that, contrary to popular belief, violence has decreased significantly across history, from ancient times to the modern era. He attributes this reduction to several key factors, including the rise of reason, the establishment of governmental institutions, and the spread of empathy. The book is a sweeping survey of history, using a vast array of data from various fields to make its case. Pinker begins by setting the stage, asserting that many people believe the world is becoming more violent, fueled by news media and sensationalized reports. However, he challenges this perception by providing evidence that shows violence has been steadily declining over the long term. From prehistoric times to the present, human beings have moved away from violent ways of life, with changes in social structures and moral values leading to a decline in aggression. One of the first factors Pinker identifies in the decline of violence is the advent of the state. He argues that the formation of governments and the rule of law played a crucial role in reducing violence, as governments had the power to enforce laws and maintain order. The transition from small, fragmented societies to larger, more organized states meant that individuals were less likely to resort to violence to settle disputes, as there were now formal mechanisms for conflict resolution. Pinker also highlights the spread of commerce and trade as another important factor. As trade networks expanded, people had more to gain from peaceful cooperation than from violent conflict. Economic incentives, such as the desire for stability and the benefits of mutual exchange, helped foster more peaceful interactions between individuals and groups. Trade also encouraged the spread of ideas, which further contributed to the decline in violence by promoting cooperation and understanding. In addition to the rise of states and commerce, Pinker discusses the cultural evolution of human societies. He argues that as societies became more interconnected, their moral and ethical standards evolved. The spread of literacy, education, and the scientific revolution contributed to the spread of ideas that emphasized human rights, equality, and the value of peaceful coexistence. These ideas gradually gained traction, leading to a more peaceful world. The book also explores the role of religion in reducing violence. While religions have often been associated with violence throughout history, Pinker contends that many of the world's major religions have, over time, contributed to a reduction in violence by promoting ideas of forgiveness, compassion, and nonviolence. While not without their darker chapters, Pinker argues that religious movements such as the abolition of slavery, the spread of pacifism, and the promotion of universal human rights have all been influenced by religious teachings that encourage peaceful behavior. Pinker's argument is further bolstered by his analysis of the decline of specific forms of violence, such as homicide, war, and torture. He provides historical data showing that homicide rates have decreased dramatically over the centuries, with modern states having significantly lower murder rates than in the past. Similarly, he discusses how war has become less frequent and less deadly over time. The total number of people killed in wars, especially in the 20th century, is far lower than it was in earlier periods, despite the perception that the world is more violent than ever. The decline of torture is another area Pinker addresses in the book. He notes that torture, once a common practice in both judicial and military settings, has become increasingly rare in the modern era. This shift reflects a broader change in attitudes toward human rights and the treatment of individuals. The idea that all people, regardless of their status or circumstances, deserve to be treated with dignity has gained ground, leading to a decline in practices that were once considered acceptable. Pinker also highlights the role of social movements in reducing violence. The abolition of slavery, the women's suffrage movement, and the civil rights movement are all examples of movements that sought to reduce violence by advocating for the rights and dignity of marginalized groups. These movements, often nonviolent in nature, help to shift societal norms and reduce the acceptance of violent practices. While Pinker acknowledges that there are still significant challenges to achieving a fully peaceful world, he believes that the progress made so far is cause for optimism. He argues that, by understanding the factors that have contributed to the decline of violence, societies can continue to build on this progress and work toward creating a more peaceful future. Pinker emphasizes that the decline of violence is not inevitable and requires continued effort from individuals, governments, and organizations to ensure that these positive trends continue. Pinker's approach to understanding violence is interdisciplinary, drawing on data from psychology, history, economics, and sociology. He uses these disciplines to explain the various factors that have led to the decline of violence and to demonstrate that this decline is not merely the result of chance, but of conscious efforts by societies to promote peace. His book is both a historical overview and a call to action, urging readers to recognize the progress that has been made and to continue working toward a more peaceful world. Throughout the book, Pinker also addresses counterarguments and criticisms of his thesis. He acknowledges that there are still instances of extreme violence, such as terrorism and armed conflict, and that these events can lead to the perception that the world is becoming more violent. However, he argues that these events should not overshadow the broader historical trend of decreasing violence. By focusing on the long-term trajectory of human history, Pinker makes the case that the world is becoming a safer place overall. In conclusion, The Better Angels of Our Nature offers a hopeful and evidence-based perspective on the history of violence. Pinker's thesis challenges the commonly held belief that the world is becoming more violent, instead presenting a compelling argument that violence has steadily declined over time due to a variety of social, political, and cultural factors. The book offers a comprehensive analysis of the decline of violence, while also recognizing that there is still work to be done in creating a peaceful world. By focusing on the positive trends in human history, Pinker encourages readers to believe in the possibility of a more peaceful future. Pinker's work is a celebration of human progress and a reminder that, although violence has not been eradicated, significant strides have been made in reducing its prevalence. His book is both a historical account and a hopeful vision for the future, offering a balanced and optimistic view of humanity's potential for peaceful coexistence.